Hey there everyone, how you doing? Jeff C here. It is Thursday, October the 16th, and remember the guy with the clipboard? You know, the guy in the plain clothes there? That, I don't know. He just looked like he was a little bit out of place, I guess you could say. Just a little bit, because he was there with his clipboard and in plain clothes while everyone else was geared up for the apocalypse. It's funny how these things happen. I don't know. Maybe we're not meant to see it. Maybe we are. Who knows, right? But, hey, wouldn't you know it? CNN has come to the rescue. They've come to explain the clipboard guy to you. What is going on? How comes that guy isn't suited up? What's the deal with that? Let's ask CNN. What do you say? Elizabeth Cohen, maybe you can help us? Perhaps you could hand your co-host here a Snickers?
An image that I think a lot of people have seen by this point in the day. When that second nurse, the sickened nurse, Amber Vinson, was put on a plane, transferred to Emory Hospital in Atlanta, you see the four people in hazmat suits, and then there's that guy with clipboard, in street clothes, not wearing any sort of protective clothing. Is this concerning, Elizabeth? I think to the untrained eye, the optics of it are concerning when you see four people taking great caution in taking care of a patient who is in the yellow hazmat suit.
Right, so optics are not always right.
Oh.
We reached out to Phoenix Air, the folks who were doing the transport. We haven't gotten a hold of them, but they did speak to ABC News, and they had a very reasonable explanation.
Well, if they speak to one network, it doesn't matter. They have to speak to them all, because you all run the same fucking bullshit every single stinking day. You don't give a damn about vetting these sources. You don't give a damn about the fucking truth. All you care about is how to mind control people and give the official word of the White House. Let's hear it, Elizabeth.
That the guys in the suits have limited visibility, and so you want someone out there to give them verbal directions, not touch them, but to say, move here, go here.
Okay. So let me get this straight. These guys in these suits have limited vision. Now they're wearing the suits because this lady here has one of the most deadly viruses in the world. So they have got themselves all geared up. I mean, as you can see, they even got these, these respiratory type gear here going in the back, right? They're even getting oxygen supplied sort of thing. And this guy... You can't make this shit up. This guy here is in the plain clothes because these people can't see what they're doing. Therefore, they need this guy to not suit up in order to be able to see what's going on so that they can be directed and that they can get the yellow person up on the plane. Yeah, that makes sense, doesn't it? Doesn't it, right? I mean... I don't know, folks. Where have we seen it before? I don't know. We could maybe say with Kent, Dr. Sweeping, Super Dr. Kent Brantley. Remember him? And they took him, or he didn't even get taken off the ambulance. He actually stepped out on his own and he walked across a huge patch of gravel, and there just happened to be plainclothes people just 5-10 feet away. And to top that up, you had Nancy Wright Ebola. And Nancy Wright Ebola was brought out on the stretcher, but then there was plain guys that were standing directly over her, watching her, being brought into the Texas Presbyterian Hospital, right, or wherever they took her that time. No, it wasn't. That was a different place. Okay, so and then now you have Mr. Clipboard here. And and he's all involved very close by, only a couple, maybe 3 feet away when they had this woman on the stretcher, and his whole purpose is to direct these guys and then to hold the bag, and then he also takes the guy's coffee. I don't know what it is. He's like, take this, and he took it and then he placed it on the end of the steps, and then he just gingerly kind of ran up into the airplane, and they took off to Never Never Land. So I don't know, Elizabeth. I mean, it's a bit of a tall tale you're telling here that these people needed a director. Especially when you've been showing off these hazmat suits and how great the visibility is, right? And of course, I've shown this in other clips where the visibility is so awesome and it doesn't sweat up because the suits are super cool and they can breathe and whatever, right? But now, no, the suits are really restricting. They can't see what they're doing, so therefore they need a director who has no protection on to presumably risk his life. But of course, as we know, better here on Free Radio Revolution, there is no Ebola outbreak happening, and these people definitely do not have Ebola. They are crisis actors. So therefore, this is all a charade, and they got caught with their pants down. Somebody put this video up on the corporate media, one of the smaller outlets, saying, what the hell is going on? Then there was an outrage. Now, you could take the sort of side and say, you know what, they're doing it on purpose and they want to create the conspiracies. My mind is open to that entirely, but nonetheless, we have to call them out for their bullshit. And we had an Ebola expert on a couple times who worked with FEMA and who developed these plans for bringing in people and caring for people, and he totally ripped everything apart with dealing with Dr. Kent Brantley and Nancy Wright, Ebola. So this is no way on earth would you do this procedure. And now they're going to tell you that, oh, no, you can only get it if you're really close and all that. But the reality is nobody would be dressed up like this if this wasn't a serious thing. And they are trying to portray it as a serious thing. But of course, this completely destructs every piece of integrity they have because they have the plainclothes guy just feet away from the women getting on the airplane, and then he runs onto the airplane himself. I'm sure he sat right next to her and they had a nice drink and laughed it up.
This. So he's a supervisor
He's
according
supervisor.
to ABC, and you can see that he's keeping his distance. So I know it might look a little bit funny, but
Yeah, she doesn't even buy it. Her co-is like, okay, whatever. How long have you been working for the CIA? Well, she's been working for CNN for a very long time. Yeah, going back to, what is it, 1990, she got awards. 1991 is when she joined CNN, so she is completely 100% reliable, I'm sure. I'm sure Anderson Cooper has her on his, no, he doesn't have her on his cell phone. He only likes to have men on his cell phone, but, you know, I'm sure he respects her quite a bit, so let's listen in.
Distance, he's not going to, he's not right near her. He's not in contact with her bodily fluids. I'm pleased to say that Clipboard Guy now has his own Twitter handle. So if anyone wants to tweet to him,
he's got his own Twitter handle. Clipboard Guy's got his own Twitter handle. Nice for sharing that. That's awesome. I mean, it's awesome. Way to go.
You might be feeling a little,
we gotta remember the science here.
The science.
And I think that gets lost.
We gotta remember the science here, and I think it's lost in in our propaganda.
Look at this. This is a step forward wide. Look at this woman here.
I'm waiting for my turn to talk.
Ebola. Hashtag Ebola Q&A. Yeah. There. How about hashtag Ebola BNS? As in bullshit.
A lot of this, Elizabeth. I mean,
Sure.
doctors are in Africa all the time treating people. If you're more than 3 feet away, the science
3 feet away.
says
Science says, science says, I don't know, man. Watch a lot of those videos of Ebola. Nobody would go fucking near a building. Not even near it. If somebody in there had Ebola. So, I don't know. Maybe you guys don't have your story straight. I just don't know. Maybe you guys don't know. I mean, maybe you guys do know, and it's all a big charade, is it not?
Be okay. And Clipboard Guy didn't seem to get within 3 feet there. He seemed to be being careful. I don't think it was perhaps an oversight. He knew what he was doing.
She's got it, man. She's like,
right. I mean, I was told when I was in Liberia, I spoke with Ebola patients.
But Liberia, the closest this lady's gotten to Liberia is probably a green screen. Oh, man.
Were well enough to talk. I was way more than 3 feet away. And I actually took a
way
picture of it and tweeted it and got all sorts of responses like, oh my gosh, are you crazy? But it's not airborne. They're
not airborne. Are you crazy? Well, it's okay, you know. Why is it okay? Well, you know, why? We're worried about you. Why don't you tell us? Well, you know, it's not really happening, you know.
It's all just a big show, you know. We're trying to convince people to take those vaccinations, you know.
Fly 10 feet over.
Fly.
I think it's so important to keep the science in mind here.
Yeah. Keep the science in mind. There you go, folks. Keep the science in mind. You got to keep the science in mind. That's what it's all about. I mean, that's what these people are for. They're there to set the record straight. They're there to keep you honest. They're keeping you honest, folks. It's CNN. It's the most trusted name in news. It is. And the CDC cleared Ebola nurse with fever to fly, but it's the Clipboard guy. It's the Clipboard guy. The plainclothes man assisted Ebola nurse, right? And there he is with his clipboard. He is the director. He's like the Boston guy there, the guy who looked like Steven Spielberg. I love it. I love it. You guys are so much fun. I don't know. I mean, I don't need to have cable or television or anything. I just watch the corporate news and I fucking die of laughter.